Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another live stream and general Chelsea news update and preview for the big game tomorrow. Chelsea versus FC Noah at Stamford Bridge in the Conference League. As always, people, there is plenty to dive into. We've got the latest on Cole Palmer's fitness, and it's not the best of news. I mean, it's not really an update, which, okay, could be good, but it also leaves you sort of a little bit concerned for his involvement in Sunday's game against Arsenal. We've got the latest on, obviously, Christopher Nkunku and Joao Felix. Maresca himself openly admitting that he is misprofiling Nkunku, admitting that he's not a number 9, but he's still using him there, which is kind of an interesting comment. So we're going to dive into the situation surrounding Nkunku, who's also commented on Joao Felix's lack of minutes. We could see some minutes from the academy lads. Tyreek George very much could be in with a chance of starting this game. Jadon Sancho will, of course, miss the game as well with a knock that he picked up in training, I believe, yesterday. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of opportunities going on for Chelsea at the for other players, you know. So it's going to be an interesting one, people. It is going to be interesting. But yeah, big up to everyone that's already locked in. Make sure you're smashing the likes, people. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel if you are new around here. All of that good stuff. Big up to everyone in the chat. Get your comments in, get your questions in for me. Send your super chats in if you're feeling generous. Any donation is greatly appreciated by myself and does really support the channel. But ultimately, guys, as long as you're smashing those likes and subscribing, that is the most important thing. So please do that. But yeah, let's say hello to a few people and then we'll dive into proceedings. I'm not sure Cole Palmer will be ready for Arsenal game. Yeah, we're sort of in the dark at the moment on that one. Playing Nkunku and Jackson together. Yeah, certainly. Look, if Palmer's not available for Arsenal, then yeah, it needs to be Nkunku behind Nicholas Jackson. No doubt about that one. Chelsea must get Victor Gyökeres in the summer. Yeah, look, Gyökeres is obviously the striker on the market right now. He will be available in the summer. He'll be available for less than 100 million euros release clause. There's going to be a whole host of clubs queuing up for his signature. And if Chelsea want to have any chance of getting him, if Chelsea are remotely interested in getting him, then they must qualify for the Champions League this season. Simple as that. Doubtful? Yeah, he is doubtful. Yes. Big up to Chelsea Australia. Yes, Jiggy Saw, big up, my brother. Sancho hasn't been around since he on the bench. No, Sancho's had a bit of a run of bad luck. Don't know why he's starting at the right wing. Mudryk was dreadful. Maresca tried to experiment with him in right wing in pre-season. Well, I don't think Mudryk's going to be starting right wing. Mudryk would start left wing in this game. Yes, big up, brother, big up. Playing Nkunku on the 10 behind Jackson. Yep. Yeah, look, Nkunku needs to play as a 10. There's no doubt about that. We all know that's his best position, playing as a 10 or second striker. However you want to refer to the position, that's what should be happening. No, bro, he's not going to be leaving in January. That for sure is not going to happen. The summer is a different conversation depending on what happens in terms of minutes and whatnot, but he absolutely isn't going anywhere in January. But anyway, let's start with the Cole Palmer stuff, people, because it's a concern. There's no denying it. Now, we know he was on the receiving end of a dreadful challenge by Lisandro Martinez in Sunday's draw at Old Trafford. It subsequently transpired that he was still in a bit of pain on the way back to London, so he's had a scan on his knee, but he's not been seen in training since. He's not in Chelsea's open training session today, which, look, you could look at that and think, well, he's not going to play in this game anyway, but he's not been in training at all in this week. And realistically, we're not going to know if Palmer's available for Arsenal probably until the day of the game itself, because there's no press conference on Friday for the game. The press conference will be just quotes after the game tomorrow. They don't do a Wednesday and then a Friday. It'll be quotes after the game tomorrow night, which will come out on Friday or come out on Saturday. So I don't really think we're going to know if he's playing until we're not going to know if he's playing until Sunday. I wouldn't have thought. No, he wasn't in training today. And on Palmer himself, Maresca has said, to start with, Cole didn't train yesterday, so that would have been Tuesday. We will see today if he's able to train with us. Obviously, he's not, because he's not in the open training session, which is currently taking place now or was finished very recently. we hope he's fit against Arsenal, but we need to see and then decide. Now, you can look at this sort of in two ways. It's either Chelsea sort of keeping their cards close to their chest in terms of they're not wanting to give anything away, kind of keep Arsenal guessing whether he is or isn't going to be available. I'm not sure of the benefits or the merits of doing that. I think Arsenal will be aware that, Chelsea might be playing that game, that Palmer could well be fit and they're just, trying to play some mind games, or Chelsea are genuinely concerned and, that Palmer could well miss this game. And, look, I'm not saying that he doesn't need to train, but, if he's not in training tomorrow, for example, I mean, tomorrow will probably be a recovery day for the players that played and then maybe a normal session for those that weren't involved. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but if we sort of get to sort of Friday and he's not involved and he's not trained, then you're sort of feeling rather doubtful for the Arsenal game. Then he did later add as well, he was asked whether it would be a risk to play Palmer, and he said, what did he say on that one? Let me just bring it up now. When asked if it was a risk, yeah, for sure. We said he didn't train the last 2 days. Let's make it last 3 days now. We'll see. The tackle was not a normal one. Hopefully he can be back. Now, if it's a risk to play him, I personally wouldn't take that risk. I think the smart money for Chelsea in this situation, right? If it's a risk to play him, don't play him. Get him to withdraw from the England squad, and then use the international break to recover, and then he's fully fit and ready to go for our fixtures after the international break. That would make more sense for me. Then he's getting kind of a proper rest, as it were. Not that he needs a proper rest or anything, but we don't know what the issue might be with this scenario. He said he was going for a scan. There's been no news on any scan results. Maybe they didn't go for that. Maybe they didn't go for that scan. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is on that one, but this is without doubt a concern. And if he does miss the Arsenal game, it would be a major blow. It would be a major blow. Yes, you can play Nkunku there, but not having Cole Palmer in one of the biggest games of the season, that's a big worry. A big worry. But all we can do is sit tight and just wait for the updates. And the reality is we probably aren't going to find out until the day of the game. Really, we're not going to find out until the squad is probably released, until the team news drops. Which it is concerning, guys. Absolutely a concerning one for sure. But look, there's not much we can do about it now. He's not playing on. He was never going to play on Thursday anyway. He's not in a Conference League squad. So, yeah, we see. Realistically, Palmer needs to be in training tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. Really, for me to have any chance of playing. And if there's any doubt that we could do any sort of longer term damage to him by playing on Sunday, that just isn't worth the risk. And as much of a blow as it would be, you've got to think long term with these sort of things. These are the sort of decisions that we may have made last season or in previous seasons, where we're rushing players back, and actually it does more damage in the long term than it does good in the short term. So look, Palmer would be a huge miss, but we do have Christopher Nkunku who can play there, and it would be an opportunity to see him in his preferred central position. So it's not like we're stuck for options and we desperately need Palmer to play. Yes, we obviously all want Cole Palmer available, but if it was a risk to play him and there was a chance of doing some longer term damage, that really isn't worth it. Really isn't worth it, guys. Arsenal have been quite shaky recently, so if we get a win out of them, it'd be hard without Palmer for sure. And also, what we've got to remember, people, is that our recent record at Stamford Bridge against Arsenal is not good. Is not good at all. The draw last season, I think we've lost in the previous 2 seasons to them as well, or even previous 3 seasons. They beat us under Potter. They didn't beat us under Pochettino. They definitely beat us under Potter. They've beaten us under Tuchel. Yeah, look, I don't think we definitely haven't beaten Arsenal at home in the last 3 seasons. So yeah, that's gonna be an interesting one. But we're just going to have to keep our eyes out on this Palmer situation. It's not good. It was a horrendous challenge. Martinez should have been sent off. yeah, we could have a potential problem. The only good thing, I say good loosely, is that it's an international break coming up next. So it's not like he's going to miss any games. He misses the Arsenal game. That would likely be the only one he were to miss. But the more sort of secrecy there is surrounding this, then the more you're kind of feeling maybe there is a bit more of an issue than Chelsea are perhaps letting on, which is why they don't want to say too much. Maybe it's down to that. But that is the latest on Cole Palmer, guys. Is there's not really an update. It was very vague from Maresca. You're very much still in the dark, very much still kind of guessing at what might be going on, and that's something that is a big worry heading into the game against Arsenal on Sunday. All of the international breaks after a major tournament is a joke. Palmer should withdrawing. Well, look, as I said earlier, if he's a doubt, I think the smart thing for Chelsea to do would be not to play him against Arsenal on Sunday. He doesn't go away with England, and he has 2 weeks to sort of rest and recuperate and be ready to smash the fixtures after the international break in the run up to Christmas. That would be the smart thing to do. If there's any sort of any semblance of doubt, that would be the smart thing to do, in my opinion, on that one. Guys, there's almost 50 people in the building. There's only 14 likes. Guys, come on. That conversion rate is shocking. Absolutely shocking, guys. We need to get that up. So people, make sure you're running those likes up. It's free and it takes seconds. So let's get to work, guys. This needs to be on 50, 60 likes minimum. So come on, people, let's get to work. With a big problem, which we're not really talking about, which is Sanchez. It will cost us points, which could be important to reach top 4. Nah, people are talking about it. Trust me, it's being spoken about. Everyone knows that Sanchez is a massive liability. So, yeah, look, he's not going to play on Thursday. He'll play Sunday. He'll probably make a mistake, which could cost us points. And then hopefully after the international break, he'll be out of the team. Hope James doesn't get the call up for England. Yeah, look, at the end of the day, there's nothing we can really do about it, to be perfectly honest. There's nothing we can really do about it. If he gets the call up, he gets the call up. It's as simple as that. But yeah, let's move on to Jadon Sancho, because it feels like it's been a long time since Sancho played for us, and it has been quite a while. And he's going for a little bit of a spell of bad luck at the moment, you could say. He's going for a bit of a spell of bad luck, because it's confirmed that he is now going to miss this game against Noah. I think a game that he would have started personally, in my opinion. And this was what Maresca was saying about the Sancho situation. So he is recovering from that. So illness, because he's been ill. That's why he missed the Newcastle game in the Carabao Cup in the week. He obviously couldn't play against Man United because of the conditions of his loan. He's recovering from that. He had a knock in the session. He is out for tomorrow, and we will see if he is available for tomorrow or after the international break. I think what he means there is available for Sunday or after the international break. Yeah, Sancho's been a strange one. There's actually someone's put a tweet out here, which is actually quite good on Sancho's minutes since he joined Chelsea. And look, Sancho would have been a dead cert, in my opinion, to start this game, considering his lack of minutes recently. Sancho's minutes so far at Chelsea. Crystal Palace, obviously, it was too early for him. Bournemouth, he played the second half. He played 57 minutes against West Ham. Wasn't in the squad against Barrow. 71 minutes against Brighton. Not in the squad against Ghent. Played the full 90 against Forest. Then he played 45 minutes against Liverpool. He played the first half. It was subbed at half-time. Unused sub against Panathinaikos and Newcastle. Missed the Carabao Cup game, illness. Premier League loan rules. Missed the United game. Not going to play against Noah tomorrow. So if Sancho does miss the Arsenal match, it will be 7 games since he was brought off at half-time. With an international break, it will be over a month since he played for us. That's mad. That is actually mad. When you sort of look at it like that and you see it written down, kind of crazy how he's basically one of those games would have been through injury, which is the Noah game. But he wouldn't have played for 7 games, of which only one of those would have been through a bit of an injury doubt. And look, it would be a blow, if Sancho was missing for the Arsenal game. You want your players available. You want those top players available. You want to have different options available to you from the bench or options available to you from the start. And now it's now obvious if Sancho's not fit for Arsenal, I don't think he starts against Arsenal anyway, even if he was fit, then you're starting 2 of 3. It's going to be Neto, and it'll be Neto starting, and then it'll be Madueke or Mudryk as the other winger on Sunday. That's what we're kind of looking at right now. I mean, that is exactly what we are looking at right now on that one. And you just see it there, and it's like, it's kind of mad. Sancho was, I think we've all been guilty of it. Everyone was gassed about, 3 assists in his first 3 games: Bournemouth, West Ham, Brighton. Had an okay game against Forest, had a poor first half against Liverpool. That Liverpool game was a few weeks ago now. And yeah, it's strange, isn't it? How sort of things change very quickly. Everyone was sort of hyping up Sancho. He'd started really well. Yep, that's that left wing position. He's locked that down already. But now you would have to argue potentially he's kind of a 4th choice in the pecking order for the wingers, because Mudryk's ahead of him right now, as is Neto, and as is Madueke. So Sancho, from sort of having that spot nailed down, Bournemouth, West Ham, Brighton, Forest situation, started 4 league games in a row, has now not featured in the last 1, 2, 3. Has now wouldn't have featured in the last 2, 3, 4. Well, it featured in the last 5 games. Could even be last 6 games, and then you're in a totally different situation right now, and he's gonna have to build his confidence back up and build his form back up and get his way back into Maresca's thoughts. It's gonna be an interesting one. Yes, big up to Eric. Thank you, brother. I would start Sancho yesterday. He started Sancho yesterday when there was no game. Interesting one, bro. Maybe Maresca's playing mind games for Arsenal. Palmer. Maybe, although I don't know how much benefit there is of actually doing that. How much benefit really is there to be playing those sorts of mind games? I'm unsure. Yes, big up, bro. Hope you're doing well. I wouldn't say it was it's not a big blow if Sancho's not available for Noah, but yeah, for Arsenal, I wouldn't say it was a big blow, but it would be, an irritating situation to find ourselves in. No doubt about it. It would be a frustrating situation to find ourselves in, because you want options, and Sancho would offer you something a bit different. No, Palmer's not been officially ruled out. No, the Maresca update from the press conference today was very vague, very, very vague. There's one of those, we'll see, we're going to assess, all that sort of stuff. It was basically said a few sentences on it without really saying anything. There was no real update on the scenario. Nothing different from what we already knew. Well, I don't think it's going to happen to him. He'll be in the squad next season, and I'm sure he'll play a reasonable amount of minutes. That's sort of what we're looking at. But yeah, it's a shame for Sancho. It's been bad luck. Missed a few games through illness. Was an unused sub for a couple of games. Couldn't play against United because of the loan rules. And now, in a couple of games that he might play, he's then picked up a knock. And it's a very quick turnaround. These 2 games, a very, very quick turnaround. So yeah, I'm looking at it and I'm just thinking, this could be a problem. It could be a problem, guys, for sure. Would I start Gusto on Thursday? No, I wouldn't. But that is obviously the latest on Jadon Sancho and his lack of minutes. And if he misses Arsenal, it could be over a month since he last played for the club. But yeah, I haven't got any concerns about Sancho. It's very early days for him. He's only played a handful of games for us. There's plenty of games coming. No, they know what's obviously the situation with Palmer. It's just obviously they're choosing not to disclose that information to the media right now, which is obviously their prerogative and their choice at the end of the day. But part of me just does kind of feel like they're keeping their cards close to their chest. And you're sort of thinking, are they hiding something bad? Are they waiting for more results to come back? Has he had to go for sort of a secondary scan or something along those lines? I don't know what the answer is to that right now. But yeah, anyway, Let's move on to Christopher Nkunku. Guys, how many likes are we on now? 30. People, let's keep getting this up to 50 minimum. Absolute minimum. There's 50 in the building. Come on, guys. Keep smashing the like button. Let's run these likes up, people. It's free and takes seconds to do, and I'd really appreciate it, guys. So let's get it done. Let's get it done. Right. Let's move on to Christopher Nkunku, because the Christopher Nkunku situation is a very interesting one. Because today, and this is the first time that Maresca said this, he's openly admitted that he's misprofiling Nkunku. Enzo Maresca on Nkunku and his lack of minutes. I feel shame for Christo because in pre-season he was our best player, true. But because we need to adapt players, we have moved him to a striker, knowing he's not a 9. Christo is similar to João. If they continue to work in the same way, they will get minutes in the Premier League. Now, this is an open admittance of a misuse of a player and a misprofiling of a player. And this is exactly the sort of thing that, you know, many people didn't like Maurizio Pochettino for doing, misprofiling players, playing players out of position. We know that Nkunku can play as a 9, but he's not a natural 9. Everyone knows this. I've said it so many times. It's been said multiple times that Nkunku is not a 9. But because of the way that the squad's been built, you know, his preferred number 10 position, we got Cole Palmer there. And then obviously the signing of João Felix as well has meant that it's Felix and Palmer for the 10. And then Nkunku's obviously had to go and compete with Nicholas Jackson for the 9. And he doesn't offer anywhere near as much to the team as what Jackson does overall. Yes, he's probably the best finisher at the football club. But at the end of the day, we're in a situation where he's not bringing enough to the team to warrant starting. And so Nkunku's biggest issue right now is A, that we signed João Felix, in my opinion, and B, that Maresca has kind of misprofiled him. But it is really the only way that Nkunku's going to get in the team is through playing as a 9. And right now, unless Jackson gets injured or unless Jackson goes on a run of 3, 4, 5 games where he just absolutely stinks the gaff out, then Nkunku is going to find himself on the bench, getting, quite frankly, poverty minutes. If you look at the minutes that Nkunku's played in the Premier League this season, you know, this is not what any of us would have. This is not what any of us would have expected at all from when he first signed. Because you look at it and you see that Nkunku, everyone thought Nkunku was going to be the main man. We were all so excited for his arrival. Injuries obviously put pay to him last season. He literally, I think he played 14 games in all comps, scored 3 goals in the Premier League. But this season so far, since he started the first game of the season against Man City, and he's literally, since then, he's made 8 substitute appearances. You know, he's played 152 minutes. He's played 152 minutes in the league, which is mental for a player of his quality. That can make a difference. You know, unused against Man United on the weekend. You know, he started one game, subbed on in 8, unused sub in 1. Now, I don't think any of us expected in the Nkunku situation to pan out as it has done so far. I mean, unknown assailant, that is just utter nonsense. I mean, can you please explain to me how Jackson's a poor 9 when he's got 9 GNA in 10 league games this season and has been one of our best performers? Please explain how Jackson is a poor 9. No defender fears him. Interesting. I look forward to hearing your answer. Look, it's going to be it's interesting, isn't it? Look, I wouldn't be as far. I wouldn't go as far as saying he's definitely going to leave in the summer, but I think if the situation doesn't improve between now and the end of the season, and he's still getting very few minutes in the Premier League, then there's absolutely a case to be made that Nkunku could well look to move on in the summer, especially if Chelsea do look to bring in a number 9, which they tried to do in the summer, which didn't happen in the end. We are really mishandling Nkunku. Yeah, he is a top player, but the problem we've got is that he's not going to play ahead of Palmer in his preferred position. And then when you get to alternatives for Palmer, because we signed Felix. Felix obviously is gonna play in the 10. You know, bro, I've used my eyes. I've watched him in every single game this season, and he's been one of our best performers. And he's been a brilliant number 9 this season. Yeah, they are wrong. Please tell me what Nicholas Jackson is. If Jackson's not a number 9, what is he then? Because what you're saying, with the greatest of respect, is utter nonsense. Jackson is a number 9. Yes, he started as a left wing at Villarreal, but at Chelsea, he's played as a number 9, and he is a number 9. He leads the line for us. He plays as a number 9. He offers a lot to the team. And, you only have to use your eyes to see why he plays ahead of Christopher Nkunku. It's not hard to work out. But Nkunku is one of those that, I guess he's just a bit of a victim of missing large parts of a large chunk of last season with his injury problems, because that really kind of set him back. And look, I really do wonder what would have happened if we had signed Osimhen in the summer. If we'd got that deal over the line, what would we have done with Nkunku? Because you could say, yeah, we perhaps wouldn't have signed. We wouldn't have signed maybe Jadon Sancho on deadline day, for example, but you still kind of have the same issue, because you would have already signed Felix, and then, do you have Nkunku as a winger option, which is still misprofiling him anyway? So I don't really know what we do to get Nkunku in this team on a regular basis. It's problematic, to say the least, and it's a situation that he's not going to be pleased about. And the mad thing is, right, what he basically is right now, he's a cup player. He's literally a Conference League player at the moment, which for someone with his quality is incredible. I mean, he's 26. He's going to be 27 soon. He's going to be 27 he's going to be 27th on the 14th of November. Which is going to be one of the older players in the squad. Right, so basically to tell me that Jackson's not a number 9, you've said, will Jackson get you a title? You haven't answered a question as to why he's not a 9. You've just then moved the goalposts. And, will Jackson get you a title? I don't know, but he's definitely developing. He's improving. He's a 20 goals a season striker, in my opinion. No, with the amount of chances we create, if he stays fit, he'll score 20 Premier League goals this season, in my opinion. Can he fire you to a Premier League title as the main man? That remains to be seen. But he can absolutely be a key part of a title-winning squad. I don't really know what you're on about. Cole Palmer's got 20 goals last season as a right wing. Play him as a 10 with Jack. That's what we are doing. Palmer's played as a 10 and Jackson's a 9, and their link up's been decent. I'm not really sure where this Jackson hate comes from. Jackson's been one of our best performers this season. He's improved. The improvement he's made from the end of last season to now has been huge. And he will continue to lead the line for us because he offers a lot to the team, and he offers way more to the team, whether people like it or not. He offers way more to the team than Nkunku does, and it's as simple as that. But a player of Nkunku's quality, we have to find a way to get him more minutes and to get him in the team. But right now, Jackson, in my opinion, is undroppable. And I don't think that's a ridiculous statement to make. Jackson is undroppable at this point in time. And, Nkunku is going to have to do a lot more to get himself in the team on a regular basis. I mean, he's got to make the most of these opportunities. I thought he had a poor game against Panathinaikos. Yes, he did score. Yes, I think he is Chelsea's top scorer in all competitions. I think he's got 8 goals in 15 appearances, but 3 of those were against Barrow. He's got 2 penalties against Servette, 1 in each leg, a penalty against Panathinaikos. He's got to do more when he gets given the chances. He didn't have a good game up at Newcastle in the Carabao Cup. And Maresca always bangs on about, when you get the opportunities, you must make the most of them. And I don't think Nkunku recently has made the most of the opportunities that he was given. Now, it's right to say that he should have come off the bench against Man United. We're chasing the win. I don't know why. I don't know why he didn't come off the bench in that game. When you're chasing the win, you're looking for a goal. It's a strange one in my view. Why that happened, I don't know. But for me, we need to find a way of getting him in. I don't know what the answer is to getting him in the team, but whatever that answer is, we've got to find it. We've got to find it. We simply have to find it. I mean, look, that is a solution. And I was speaking about this last night on another channel where, when Palmer is not effective in games or teams are doing a job on him, teams are marking him out, we need to find different solutions. And one of those solutions for sure is exactly this here. Stick Palmer on the right, playing Nkunku as a 10. Let's see what happens there. We've got to have different strings to our bow in these scenarios. And, for someone like Nkunku, who's a top quality player, the fact that he's played 150 odd minutes in the league is mental. 150 minutes in the league is kind of mad. This is not sort of a bum we're talking about. This is a top quality footballer that we are speaking about right now, and the fact that he's getting so few minutes is a confusing one. I mean, look, Maresca has not had a great few games recently, and look, you couldn't have any complaints if he was dropped for the Arsenal game. For me personally, against Arsenal, it should be Neto on the right and it should be Mudryk on the left. But I think all of us know that it's going to be Neto and Maresca starting against Arsenal, whether we like it or not. I don't buy this argument from Maresca. Maresca has been bad so damn long. Give these players a chance in Nkunku and Felix. If you have to move Palmer to the right wing, then when you're chasing a win. Yeah, look, I'm not as fussed about Felix. I've never been a massive fan of Felix, to be perfectly honest, and people know that. But yeah, it's interesting, isn't it, guys? It is interesting. I don't know what the solution is right now to the issues that we've got with Nkunku. Yeah, I would agree with this one. Look, Gyökeres is the in-demand striker this summer. There's going to be so many clubs chasing his signature. Obviously, United could have a chance now with the Amorim connections, but again, it depends on the situation. What sort of European football, if any European football, are they going to get this season? Chelsea are going to need to get Champions League football, but I mean, yeah, Gyökeres would be incredible to sign. Absolutely incredible. I'd much rather him than Osimhen. But we're going to have to be on the ball if we want to get that done. And this is another point, we saw this in the pre-season under Pochettino, that the link up between Jackson and Nkunku was great, and then we've barely seen it since, obviously due to injury issues, and now Palmer's playing as a 10. That the Palmer-Jackson link up is also very, very good, but it would be great to see link up between Nicholas Jackson and Christopher Nkunku. That's something that we simply haven't seen. So yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that, to be perfectly honest. Whether we're going to see it or not, I don't know. Yeah, Sancho's not played for us, as I was saying earlier, since the Liverpool game. He's missed the last 4 or 5 games through illness, loan rules, and he's out tomorrow with a knock. Let's see if he plays, if he's fit for Arsenal. I don't know. If we get Gyökeres or Osimhen next season, how would Jackson get in the team? Well, look, it would be rotation. This idea that we shouldn't sign players because other players might get less minutes. You need a strong squad to compete on all fronts. You need quality options in both, in each position. So for me, I look at it and I'd say, like, bring this competition on, bring it on, because it raises the game of other players as well, guys. It raises the levels. And this is what we need to do. We need to be raising levels. What's happening with Sancho? Well, nothing's happening with him. He was ill. He was an unused sub for a couple of games. Then he missed the Newcastle game in the cup because he was ill. Now he's missing the Noah game with a knock. Nothing's happening with him. Well, I mean, look, can I see it? I don't know. Is the honest answer? Look, it's a possibility. We could certainly do it. But whether we're able to do it or not is another question. What would Gyökeres Cole Palmer link be? I don't know, but I think it would be pretty good. Chelsea could sign new striker Victor Osimhen in January. No, Osimhen is not leaving Galatasaray in January. I think the Osimhen boat has. I think the Osimhen ship has sailed, guys. I really do. I think that has sailed long into the distance. In my opinion. Yeah, look, I'm not getting my hopes up on getting Gyökeres. I think it should be someone that Chelsea are absolutely looking at. Guys, we're still not on 50 likes yet. What's going on, people? 41 likes. There's 70 in the building. Guys, come on. Let's get these likes up. I expect someone to let me know in the chat when we are on 50 likes. This needs to be at least 60, maybe even 70 likes, people. There's enough people in there to get it to there. I'm not sure what we're playing at right now. But yeah, make sure you're running it up. Someone in the chat, let me know when we've reached 50, 60 likes. Agree, leave Osimhen in Turkey, absolutely. So before the season started to go for Gyökeres. I mean, look, I'm not saying that Jackson will lead us to a title necessarily. I think he's got the potential to do it, but he can absolutely be part of a squad and play a big part of a squad that can win the title for sure. It's actually mad. The board wants Sanchez to be number one and keep Badiashile. We're going to get onto Badiashile later. Leave Osimhen in Turkey, go get Samu or Gyökeres. Well, I don't think we're going to get Samu out of Porto after one season. Gyökeres has got to be the one. We won't get Gyökeres anyway. Far too much competition. Yeah, look, the competition's going to be mental for him. At a minimum, we're going to need Champions League football to entice him. I'm completely over the Osimhen saga. I really hope we don't go back in for him. I do as well. Yes, big up ABTV. If we smash Arsenal on Sunday, do you think we can be third? Yes, we can be. Obviously, depending on what Nottingham Forest do against Newcastle, but I think our goal difference is better than theirs, so maybe it won't. Oh no, it does matter. If Forest would have to drop points to Newcastle because we're a point behind them right now. Do you think we'll do anything in January? I think we could sell a few players in January. Absolutely, I think a few fringe players could leave the club in January. But in terms of players coming in for the first team in January, I see very, very little happening unless a very good opportunity were to present itself. Then I personally can't see anything happening. The only 100 million player coming next season is a defender. Well, I don't know if we're going to spend 100 million on a defender, but yeah, defender is very important. Lampard, Essien, Makaleli, Bala. Yeah, it's about competition. All the top clubs have got competition in all the places. And that's what you expect at a top club. You expect competition for places and top quality competition. Well, Arsenal were linked with him. Man United are obviously now linked with him because of the Amorim links. There'll be many of Europe's top clubs. I tell you what, I wouldn't rule out. Lewandowski is 36 going on 37. I wouldn't be at all surprised if Gyökeres went to Barcelona. I could really see that potentially happening as well. 100%. Yeah, it's Sunday. Sundays must not lose. Must not lose Sunday. I mean, ideally we need to win this game, but Sunday is a must not lose situation. Must not lose situation. Part of the squad, fair. And Kalou had a very, very good career for Chelsea. Was very successful for the football club. Very, very successful. Very, very successul. So let's see what we can do on that front. But yeah, look, Nkunku, he'll play tomorrow. But what we need to see is he's got to make the most of his opportunity. He needs to have a good game. He needs to score a few goals. I'll be honest, guys, I've got absolutely no idea. I've got absolutely no idea how good Noah are. I've got absolutely no idea how good Noah are. I don't know anything about them. But you would expect Chelsea to comfortably win this game. I think fans saying we need a striker, maybe haven't watched Chelsea this season. Have you guys not watched our defence? Look, absolutely. For me, getting a top-class goalkeeper and getting a top-class centre-back is more important than getting a top-class striker, in my opinion. You know, we could do with all three for sure, but goalkeeper and defender, I would say more importance needs to be placed on that. Looks like Arsenal v Chelsea for Gyökeres, but Arsenal's second highest earner is Havertz, so he will be benched. Let's wait and see. Yeah, look, we'll get onto the Arsenal game later in the week for sure. But yeah, I think a few things tactically are going to need to change on that one. Absolutely, a few things tactically will need to change. That is absolutely for sure on that. I think we really have to win, and we need Sancho back. Sancho's not going to be back for Noah. Will he be back for Arsenal? Let's wait and see. Yes, big up, guys. Keep going with those likes. Just because we've hit 50, that doesn't mean that we stop. It means we keep pushing. 60, 70. Let's try and get this to 100 people. Haaland, Osimhen up front, Badiashile, Tosin, Disasi at the back. Yeah, no, I hear you. Yeah, although, bro, I'll be honest, 30-goal-a-season strikers are few and far between. There are not many of them at all. Kane and Haaland are two, which obviously aren't available or for sale. Gyökeres is another one who we know is available. So, yeah, let's wait and see. But, yeah, lastly on Nkunku, big opportunity tomorrow. I don't care about the level of opposition. You turn up, you're ruthless, get a couple of goals, get a hat-trick, do whatever you need to do, be influential, and then you give Maresca a decision to make. Whatever you do is obviously not going to be enough to start on Sunday if Cole Palmer's fit. But if Palmer's not fit for Sunday, then this is a prime opportunity for Nkunku to put himself in pole position. Nkunku and Felix, in theory, could be auditioning. Well, not could be. There's a very high chance they will be auditioning to start in that number 10 role against Arsenal on Sunday. You know, if Palmer's going to be unavailable, that is the reality of the situation. But yeah, anyway, it was just interesting to hear Maresca openly admit that he is misprofiling Nkunku. So that's yeah, I would say it's a strange one, but you know, it's confirming what we all knew. It's confirming what we all knew in the first place, that Nkunku is absolutely being misprofiled. But let's see what he does. Let's see what he does tomorrow. With the youngest squad in European football, plenty of room for these players to improve. They're heading in the right direction. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. I think I see Nkunku will be scoring. I think Nkunku will score tomorrow as well. Spot our problem is keeping them out, not scoring goals. Yeah, look, absolutely. Goal scoring is not an issue for us. But yeah, keeping the goals out is an issue. No doubt about it. Keeping the goals out is an issue for sure on that front. Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. Yeah, we could sign a new striker. Anyway, let's move away from Christopher Nkunku, guys. Let's quickly talk about Benoit Badiashile, because for some reason, after we had the whole Sanchez debacle, we had all those briefings coming out about Sanchez. Oh, Chelsea think that Sanchez has got everything to be one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League. We had all that PR nonsense around Sanchez. There was I know this was a couple of days ago now, but there was a really random briefing dropped about Benoit Badiashile. And that, yeah, on Monday, a really random briefing for, and I don't know why. I don't know why it was there, but it was there. And this is it here. Understand Chelsea are not looking to sell Benoit Badiashile, who remains highly regarded at Stamford Bridge. He's part of a long-term project and seen as having a bright future. The stats show Badiashile's passing range is among the best for defenders in Europe, and he is progressing well at Cobham. Chelsea believe Badiashile is providing excellent competition in a highly competitive squad. He's also versatile, so can be used as a left centre-back, left-back, Jesus, or even partner Levi Colwill as a right centre-back, as he did against Liverpool when he came on for Tosin. Now, as I said, very random. Not really sure why the club... Oh, the first tweet, random, this has come out. They really needed to do a promo on Badiashile and Disasi, buy one, get one free. Yeah, look, I don't know why that came out. I really don't know why it came out. Yeah, brother, I said this all summer, and I was getting heat in the chat from so many people when I said that Felix was a pointless signing. I wasn't excited about it. He doesn't offer anything to the team. And people were saying, "Oh no, he's great. Oh, you're such a hater." Blah blah blah. Look, I don't want to say I told you so, but I told you so. On the evidence so far. We wasted £44.5 million on Joao Felix, on a player that we absolutely did not need. Absolutely didn't need. We could not give set pieces against Arsenal on Sunday because they are dangerous. I agree on that. But yeah, anyway, Badiashile is a strange one because when he arrived in that mad window, in that mad January window in 2023, he went straight into the team and he looked like he'd been here for years. He was excellent. He was calm, composed on the ball, no nonsense defending, formed a really good partnership with Thiago Silva. And then he obviously picked up that injury at the back end of the season under Lampard. And then under Poch, he was out for a number of months with that one. He comes back under Poch, struggled to get minutes, obviously, because it's hard to get centre-backs minutes. It's not really an area that you particularly rotate an awful lot. And when he came back into the side last season, he didn't look anything like the player he had previously been. He was making mistake after mistake after mistake, and a lot of people were getting fed up with him. A lot of people saying that Chelsea should get rid of him. This season, the only appearance that he's had in the Premier League was the substitute appearance against Liverpool. He's obviously played in all the cup games, and that's where his minutes are coming from at the moment. But I don't know. You look at it and you just think there is a good defender there, but is it? I don't know what's kind of happened to him. He's still young. He's only 23. He's the same age as Wesley Fofana. I think there's plenty of room for him to develop and to improve. And I do believe that he can be a very good player for us. Now, whether he's going to do that or not, only time will tell. But as we go out of these competitions, cup competitions, hopefully we don't. And as you get to the latter rounds where you're probably going to play your stronger teams, like opportunities for minutes are gonna run out. And look, Badiashile might just need games to get himself into form. But he's got these Conference League games. But in the Premier League, unless there's an injury to a Colwell or a Fofana, for example, then he's not going to play. Is he ahead of Tosin in the pecking order? I think it's pretty level between those two. I don't think there's an awful lot in it, but I do like Badiashile, and I do think there's quality there, and I do think there's talent there. But what you need is a consistent run of games, and especially at centre back, it's not like in the attacking positions or in midfield where you'll regularly make changes in midfield in from game to game. Potentially, or definitely make in-game changes. Unless someone's injured or having an absolute shocker, you're not going to be making substitutions at centre back in game, which is maybe what he needs. But I think he's got the capability to be a very good defender. My concern would be I just don't see him getting that many Premier League minutes unless someone gets injured or suspended, and that's kind of what it comes down to. He may need to play himself into form. Still the same player. Sell him is not always a solution. No, it's exactly. Like people just so quickly say, "Oh, sell him." As if it's like, as if it's that simple. Oh yeah, by the way, just get rid of him. Rather keep Badiashile and Disasi. Yeah, no. Look, I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. If you have to keep one of the two, you're absolutely keeping Disasi. No doubt about it. When do you think we'll see the first? I don't think we'll ever go like full first team in the Conference League, but certainly maybe semi-finals, final. If we get there, you will definitely see a stronger side. But certainly these league phase matches and like the early knockout rounds, I still think you will see a heavily rotated team, no doubt about it. The Sassi's not even in the squad for the A. No, the Sassi's not part of the A team. We're fully aware that the Sassi is absolutely not part of the A team. he reminds me of Kurt Zuma. There's definitely something there, and 23 is still very young. And this is why I'm so hesitant to write players off, because you just cite Cucurella as an example. Everyone had written him off, and now he's one of Chelsea's most important players, and he's an absolute fan favourite, and people really like him. That's why I'm always hesitant to write players off too quickly. That's not something that you want to be doing. You don't want to be writing players off quickly. You absolutely don't. Chelsea will win the Conference League for the first time. Yeah, I hope so as well. I believe we will. Levi has been a disaster. He absolutely hasn't. I'm not sure I'm not sure what matches you've been watching, but Colwell's probably been Chelsea's best centre back this season. So I'm not really sure where that's come from, that he's been a disaster, because that's yeah, you must be. I don't know what you're going on about there, but you can't have been watching Levi Colwell, because he absolutely has not been a disaster at all. There's a reason why no one's saying anything about it, because it's not true. It's not true. But yeah, I thought this was just cover this. It's been a bit of a random one, but it is what it is at the end of the day, isn't it? It is what it is. Badiashile, I think. Look, that doesn't mean he's not going to be sold. He could leave in the summer. I think it just depends on what happens. It's interesting. It is interesting, but yeah, let's wait and see what happens with him. He's going to play tomorrow night. Hopefully he has a good game. Hopefully we can keep a clean sheet. We've not kept many of those in recent times. So let's hope, here's a good game. Let's hope the clean sheet defends well. And let's see how this season pans out and develops for him. Well, exactly. People are just so quick to say, "Oh, get so and so out." It's never quite as simple as that, guys. It's never quite as simple as that, and I think we all know it. Please, I hope we keep a clean sheet tomorrow. I do as well. James looks like he's playing with the reins on. I'd rather see Kuku and Gusto start, but I also think James has always needed 5-6 games to get going. Well, none of them are going to play tomorrow. None of those three will start tomorrow, in my opinion. Yeah, brother, I don't know what this brother's on about, I'll be honest. But yeah, that is the latest on Benoit Badiashile. Is there anything else to go through before we get into the team and discuss the game in a bit more detail? Let's have a quick look. It doesn't look like there is. Let's get a little team. Let's get a little lineup screen up, and let's have a little talk through the lineup and what we would like to see. As always, people, get your team selections in the chat. I'm always interested to hear what you guys would like to see. This is not what I think Maresca is going to pick. This is the team that I would like to pick. If I was in charge, this would be the team that I would go with. By the way, guys, big up to everyone that is still locked in. Make sure you are smashing those likes up. What are we on now? 60. Let's get this to 70 likes up, people. Let's get this to 70 likes. Another 10 more likes would be greatly appreciated, guys. If you've not smashed the like button, please do so. Keep subscribing if you're new around here as well. It's greatly appreciated, guys. And yes, let's get into it, people. Let me know when we're on 70 likes, guys, in the chat. Let me just bring this up on screen now, and let's have a look what we are going to do. So, obviously, in goal, we know it's going to be Philip Jorgensen, and this is a big opportunity for Jorgensen, by the way. I felt like he against Newcastle in the Carabao Cup, he missed a big opportunity to put pressure on Robert Sanchez. Missed a big opportunity. He missed a big opportunity to put pressure on Sanchez. Jorgensen needs a good performance tomorrow. How much he's going to be tested, I don't really know in this game. I don't know anything about FC Noah. But what I want to see from Jorgensen is when he's called into action, solid. And one thing I will be making note of is what his distribution is like. That is going to be really important tomorrow. Is the distribution going to be good? Because the distribution against Newcastle was absolutely dreadful. And that needs to be fixed. That needs to be fixed very, very quickly. Very, very quickly, that needs to be fixed. No doubt about it. Needs to be fixed very, very quickly. What else are we potentially looking at here? So Jorgensen, of course, right back. Do you know what's really annoying about this whole Josh Akinpong situation is that this would have been another game where he could have easily started this game. Gusto's not going to play. James won't play. So for me, unfortunately, I probably would play Disasi at right back. You know, you can get away with it against this level of opposition. I would have played Akinpong, but for some reason, Chelsea have decided to freeze him out and not let him play until he signs a new contract. He's under contract until 2026. I don't know why that's been such an issue, but clearly it is. And so again, it's another missed opportunity for the lad to get some minutes in the first team. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. It's so irritating that's happened, really. But it is what it is. So Disasi at right back, centre back pairing for me of obviously it will be Tosin and Badiashile because Fofana's out the squad and Colwell won't play and Disasi's at right back. So that picks itself. I think we know it's going to be that. So Badiashile, and then at left back, I would go with Renato Vega. I don't want to see Vega in midfield for this game. He's just not. It's not quite it right now. It's not it right now in my opinion. So that's something that definitely, I don't really want to see Vega in midfield for the time being. Vega at left back, 100%. Now, midfield is where it gets interesting because do you play Enzo Fernandez in this game? Or what do you do? Do you go Cesare Casadei? Do you go Casadei, Dewsbury Hall, Felix, for example? I don't know what. I'm not quite sure what the answers are here, but what I would personally do. Let's have a quick look. Where are FC Noah in their league? FC Noah, the Armenian Premier League. Jesus Christ, they're fourth. So they've played 10 games and they've won 7, drawn 1, lost 2. But the top of the league has played 14 games. So they've got 4 games in hand and they're 10 points behind. They've got 2 games in hand and they're 6 points behind third. I mean, so they're fourth in the Armenian Premier League. I mean, mental. Absolutely mental. I've got no idea what these men are like. What players have they even got? Who are their star players? Gonzalo Gregorio, a forward. Virgile Pinson, Araldo Senari, Martin Gambos, midfielder. Detailed squad. Who's their top guy? Let's have a look here. Who's their guy? Who is their guy? This Gonzalo Gregorio, 29 years old. He sounds like he sounds like he might be a bit of a bagsman in this league. He joined in the summer from FC Dinamo. Free transfer to FC Noah. What's my man saying? What's he done this season? My man's a bagsman. 6 goals and 2 assists in 9 Armenian league games. So Gonzalo Gregorio is obviously a bit of a go-to man. But anyway, forget about those, man. I mean, look, I'd like to see Carney start, but Carney's not going to start. We are winning this. We are going to win it. Play Nkunku or Felix behind Jackson. Also, we cannot play Enzo as a single 6. Needs backup and Renato, isn't it? You can play Enzo as a single 6 in games like this. But yeah, for me in midfield, would I play Enzo in this game? I probably would because he's not going to start on the weekend. So for me, I would go with this. Enzo. Dewsbury Hall. I'll just go KDH. Enzo, Dewsbury Hall, and Joao Felix. But having said that, though, like you could easily make a case for Cesare Casadei starting, and you could make a case for Chukwuemeka starting. I wouldn't mind seeing Chukwuemeka start, but I think we know that that isn't going to happen. That's what I'd go with. Enzo and Dewsbury Hall. And then I know it looks like Felix is an 8, but it pushes up as a 10. I mean, I just can't be bothered to move it on the screen. Yes, all good, brother. All good. Hope you're well. He absolutely is. There's no denying that. He absolutely is worth considerably more than FC Noah. He's probably worth more than dare I say, it's probably worth more than Armenia as a country is worth. I mean, I don't know how you work out the worth of a country, but yeah, there's certainly a chance that could be the case. Guys, we're 75 in the building. We're still on 63 likes. Let's get this up to 70 likes, guys. The little thumbs up button is just down there. So please do get me to 70 likes. That would be greatly appreciated. And if you're still watching, sorry, if you're watching and you're not subscribed, please do run it up, guys. Run it up on the subscribing front. But yeah, people, get it to 70 likes. Let me know when we're on 70 likes. There's 6 to go. Don't you think we need a box-to-box like Curtis Jones? Not really, no. I wouldn't say so. That's what I'm going with there. The front line's interesting. Sancho's not available, right? So for me, I wouldn't play Maresca in this game. I would start Tyreek George on the right-hand side. You know, I think he deserves a chance. He's more than good enough to start against this level of opposition. I thought it was really bright when he came on as a second-half sub against Panathinaikos. And this would be a really, really good opportunity for him. You know, a really good opportunity. And I would be disappointed if Tyreek George doesn't start against Noah tomorrow. I would be disappointed. You know, I really would be. I think this is a big opportunity for Maresca to put some trust in George. He deserves to start. You know, you're not going to play Felix on the wing, are you? I hope he doesn't do something. I hope he doesn't play Felix on the wing and then, you know, has George on the bench or whatever. Play Felix as the 10. Start George on the right, because you're not going to... Madueke and Neto probably shouldn't be starting this game. They can absolutely come on as subs, potentially, sure. But, yeah, for me personally, I'm looking at something like this and I'm thinking, yeah, you know, it should be Tyreek George. It should be Tyreek George. And then on the left for me, it's Mykhailo Mudryk. And if I'm being honest, for me, I wouldn't play Mudryk in a full 90 here. You know, if I tell you what we can safely say, right? We will know if Mudryk's starting on Sunday if A, he doesn't start this game, or B, he gets subbed off after about an hour in this game. So if either of those two things happen, I think that's a strong indication that Mudryk could well start on Sunday against Arsenal if he's on the bench for this one or if he comes off. So let's wait and see on that one. But for me, Mudryk and George, Mudryk on the left, George on the right, I think that makes a good one. And then obviously through the middle, I mean, people saying Mark Guiu, look, it'll be nice to see him get some minutes. I think he will get some minutes from the bench, but we've got to be realistic, guys. And we know that Guiu is not going to start this game. It will be Christopher Nkunku. There's far more important players ahead of him that do need minutes, and Christopher Nkunku is going to be getting those minutes. He's going to be getting those minutes. And I hope he does well. But you know, Mudryk's done well recently. I thought he was all right when he came on against Old Trafford. In his recent performances, he has done well. And Maresca was asked about Mudryk in the press conference earlier today. You know, he was asked about Maresca earlier today. I mean, his comments. Let me just find his comments on what he was saying. I don't know why he always gets asked about Mudryk. It's interesting, isn't it? No one asks about any of the other wide players. I don't really know why it's always Mudryk that gets asked about. But anyway, so Maresca and Mudryk is learning. First of all, we have to say after Panathinaikos, I think we played Newcastle at home and he played some minutes, and then away and he played from the start. He's not playing from the start, but he is playing. Defensively, there are some things he needs to improve, but so do the rest. And then he added on the ball, I think our wingers need to arrive in the box. We want our wingers to arrive in the box. At the beginning, they struggled, but now they are doing much better. And then he spoke on his personality. Everyone is the way they are. It's difficult to change people. If you are shy or not shy, it is difficult to change. With Misha, he looks a little bit shy, but when he is with us, he is okay. So yeah, look, it is what it is right now, isn't it? You know, I think Mudryk is improving for sure since the start of the season, and you can tell that he's like Maresca's is pleased with what he's seen from Mudryk recently, because Mudryk has been getting opportunities from the bench. He's often the first one to be called upon from the bench, and you know that is a sign that Maresca is liking what he's seeing from him. That Maresca is trusting him. That Maresca is, you know, seeing that he's improving and is rewarding him with opportunities to play. And all Mudryk can do is make the most of those opportunities. And I think recently he has been making the most of those opportunities. I think that, you know, if people were more alert in the box, if people were more alert in the box, if people were at a bit more quality, he'd have a lot more assists to his name. That he's got that cutback locked down, you know, when he that cutback in across the box. But more often than not, there's no one there, or someone shafts it. So yeah, it is an issue. Yeah, it's a big night for Dewsbury Hall. I actually felt sorry for him at the Newcastle game, because you're playing a central midfield player as a right winger. I don't really know what. I'm not really sure what level of performance Maresca was expecting from Dewsbury Hall on the right wing. But I think we all saw exactly what we expected to see. You know, we all saw exactly what we expected to see. So yeah, look, this is a big night for Dewsbury Hall. Again, you can talk about should we have signed him? Did we actually need him? What was the point in signing him? He basically paid 30 mil for a player that's just playing in the cup games. He can barely make the squad for the Premier League games. That is a separate conversation. I actually like Dewsbury Hall. I think he's a decent player, but ultimately right now, he's just a cup player. He's barely playing in the Premier League. And it does raise the question of what really was the point in signing him. If we're being totally honest and totally fair at this point in time. If we win tomorrow, no, I think, look, if we win tomorrow, what would that be? What, 3 wins from 3? Yeah, you'd say 9 points would get you through. But probably just to be safe, you'd win. There's only 6 games in there, isn't there? Yeah, 3. Yeah, I think we can safely say if we win tomorrow, that would be 9 points, and you could safely say that yes, Chelsea will be through to the next stage. I would say. He does get a bit mad at the games when Misha gives it away. It's not just him, though, it's everyone. He said that himself in the press conference before the Man United game. I think it was. Was the presser before United? Oh, presser before a recent game. He was asked about Enzo, and he said he was like, the presser before after Newcastle or whatever, about being, he got frustrated when Enzo gave the ball away. He gets frustrated when they all give the ball away. Game day 4 conference. This is game day 3, isn't it? Who have we played in the conference? Ghent and Panathinaikos. This is game day 3, I think, because then we've got Heidenheim, Shamrock Rovers, and Astana left. Yeah. Misha's IQ has improved a lot this season. His decision making is a bit more measured. Yeah, it's definitely improving. I hope Jorgensen put in a world-class performance tomorrow to keep Sanchez out on Sunday. I'll be honest, whatever Jorgensen does tomorrow is going to have no bearing on Sunday, because unless Sanchez is ill or gets injured, there is no way that Jorgensen is playing on Sunday. Absolutely no way. Do you really think Sanchez can develop into a good keeper? No, I don't, because I don't, and I'm basing that on the evidence that I have seen so far from him, and there is nothing to suggest that he will develop into a top keeper. He's just always going to make mistakes, and that's pretty much how it goes. That's exactly how it goes, guys. So, it is what it is, people. It is what it is on that one. No, not true. Doesn't matter if Felix and Nkunku both score 5 goals each tomorrow. No, but the only way, if Palmer's not available for the Arsenal game, which we're still waiting to find out, then one of those guys will start on Sunday. So that's why I'm saying that, they need to put in a good performance tomorrow night, because it could be an audition for Sunday for one of them to start behind Nicholas Jackson. That is exactly what we're looking at here. Exactly what we're looking at here. Yeah, Astana in Kazakhstan. Yeah, Shamrock Rovers in the Irish League. This has to get right back's a mistake. No, and we don't need to play gusto in games like this. There's no benefit to it. There's no benefit to it whatsoever. Playing gusto in these sorts of games. You don't get a benefit from it. So, I would have played Akimpong, but the contractual situation is what it is. So, yeah, for me, it's just one of those, isn't it? It's just one of those, unfortunately. But yeah, you know what? It is what it is, guys. It is what it is. I don't want Sanchez in goal against Arsenal because he will be taking. Well, Sanchez is going to be in goal, so there's nothing we can do about it. Yeah, Nkunku behind Jackson, I'd like to see that. Any chance Nkunku starts on a 10 with Felix because we don't need a defensive 8? No, I don't think so. No, I wouldn't have thought so. When are we going to see a midfield 3? I don't know. We saw it on the opening day of the season against City, but we haven't seen it since. Maresca was asked about it a while back. He didn't completely rule it out, but I think at the time when all those players were signed, I think everyone felt that is what the midfield 3 was going to be, but that's not turned out to be the case. So we are gonna have to wait and see. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens really with that one. We are going to have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, I don't know. It's it'll be interesting. I mean, it is something that I'd like to see a bit more often. But yeah, I just don't think it is. So I don't think the benefit you get from an extra midfield player is worth sacrificing a winger and moving Cole Palmer to the right from his number 10 position. But I could be wrong. Sure, but in this game, it doesn't matter. And I'm not playing gusto in a needless game where we don't need to play him. It's not about should be able to play 2 games a week. Why would you play a strong team against someone like Noah? You don't need to. That's the whole point of having a squad. You don't need to play these guys in these games. We really need to get that striker if we want to improve. Yeah, look. I think a striker will be on the list in the summer of things that we're looking to do. No doubt about it. Caicedo for me. I just think Palmer can produce more than Madueke on the wing. Well, he wouldn't be playing. He wouldn't be, a direct winger. His thing would always be to drift inside because that's his natural tendencies. Yeah, no, I agree that we shouldn't have made so many changes against Newcastle. Absolutely, or at the minimum, we should have had far more first-team players on the bench. But that's gone now. That can't be changed. That decision was taken, and obviously it backfired on us. But that's just the way. Nkunku's miles better than Felix Varna. To answer your question, Nkunku is a lot better than Joao Felix. But yeah, that is a team that I'm going to go with. That is the team that I think will get the job done tomorrow. In terms of a score prediction, I don't think these guys are particularly good. I think it's just going to depend on how many goals are we going to score. We put 4 past Ghent. We put 4 past Panathinaikos. I think we can put 4 or 5 past these. I would say that out of the teams that we've played, I think this will be. I think this will be 5-1. My prediction for this game is Chelsea 5, FC Noah 1. That's pretty bold. It's a pretty bold shout, but yeah, that's my prediction. No, Chelsea 5, FC Noah 1 is my prediction. Shamrock Rovers isn't away; it's at home. And yes, I am going to that. That's next month. It's in December. But it's at home. Guys, we're 1 like away from 70. So if one of you people needs to smash that like button, get this up to 70 likes. That would be greatly appreciated, people. So make sure you are doing that. Look, I'd love us to keep a clean sheet, but I just feel that we're going to they'll just get 1 at the end or something like that. But yeah, guys, get your score predictions in the chat, people. I'm interested to hear what you guys are saying. Please do let me know on that front, guys. Please do let me know. As I would be interested to find out. I'd be interested to find out what you people are saying. So please do tell me. Please do tell me. What else are we looking at here? So we've got a 6-1, fair, 3-0, 4-1, 4-1. I think look, we've got to try and fill our boots in games like this. No disrespect to this level of opposition, but you should be looking to put 4 or 5 past them. You know, we've got to be honest about these things. We should be looking to put 4 or 5 past these guys. 4 or 5 past them. No questions asked. No questions asked at all. It should be 4 or 5. It should be 4 or 5. Simple as that. Anyway, guys, any questions about anything you want to know? Any questions on Chelsea? Any questions about anything? Get them in the chat, people. Probably go for another 5 or so minutes. So yeah, please do get your questions in the chat. By the way, guys, we're 71 likes. Let's try and get this to 80 likes if we can. Run it up. That would be greatly appreciated. So please do that, people. We're 71 likes. Let's get this to 80. Any chance of you collabing with Felix? Yeah, I can ask. I'm pretty sure he follows me on Twitter, so I could definitely get him on. Let me just double check that. He definitely used to. If he's unfollowed me, then that's fair. No, he does follow me still. That's fine. Yep. He is following me. So yeah, no, I can certainly try and arrange that. No doubt about it. My prediction is 6-0. Fair. I think this game will be 4-0 Chelsea. No, it wouldn't surprise me if we've conceded. You know, we've conceded in both games so far. We've scored 4 in both games, but we've also conceded in both games as well. What else are we going? Do you reckon Troy Chalobah would start for us, and will he come back? Well, he's going to have to come back at the end of the season anyway because he's only on loan. But I'm not sure if there's really a way back from him at Chelsea. I think it's been made very clear that, you know, he will need to move on. But yeah, let's see. Chelsea is good for the Conference League, and if we can win it, we can never be in it again. I agree. This is a one and done for us. My question to you is: would you like to see Nkunku as a 10 for Sunday's game? Yeah, look, I would like to see if Palmer's out, I'd like to see Nkunku as a 10. But I'd also wouldn't mind potentially seeing it. You know, Palmer right, Neto left, with Nkunku in the 10 behind Jackson. That could be an option, but I think we know that's not going to happen. But yes, I would like to see Nkunku as a 10 in Sunday's game if Palmer's out. Look, I don't think we're as reliant on Cole Palmer as we were last season. But yeah, look, it's obviously a concern. He's still the main man, and you know we still look to him make things happen. So yeah, look, absolutely, it is a potential concern, and it's something that Chelsea naturally do need to work on. You know, we do need to work on it. There's no escaping that fact. We do need to work on it. So we are going to have to wait and see what happens on that front. Who's going to win the league, in my view? I still think City will win it. It's Sanchez. Yeah, Sanchez is terrible. He really is. You know, he really is dreadful. I have to be honest. And that's absolute BS. I don't know where you've seen that. I thought he did well besides the pen incident. Yeah, but that's the whole point, though. The mistakes that he's making are major mistakes. So it's irrelevant what he's done before. A goalkeeper or a centre back, or a goalkeeper and a centre back for sure. I don't think we need to, but again, it depends on what opportunities potentially become available. You know, if a good opportunity presents itself in January, then I think we'll do it. Fair enough. Yeah, I think that they'll both leave the club in January, whether it's permanently or on a loan deal. I think, you know, that's those sorts of solutions will need to be found for those two players. Absolutely. What else are we looking at here? Let's see. No, I don't think there is anything else. I don't think there is anything further on this front. Nah, Chile's done. And Chile's done. Yeah, there's absolutely no chance is he coming back. No chance. One academy graduate you regret we sold. I'll be honest, I don't really think there's any that we regret selling. That's the funny thing. People always bang on about, oh, you know, Chelsea always selling these academy graduates. We should have kept X, Y, Z. You know, I don't really regret selling any of them, to be perfectly honest. I mean, maybe Lewis Hall, because, you know, we could have maybe done with him, would have saved us signing Vega potentially. But, you know, I don't look at any and think we should have definitely kept them. So no, I don't really have one. I mean, Guehi maybe, but you know, you can't say we've missed him. You know, we can't say we've missed him. And Callum, you know, he needed to leave to get out of Chelsea. You know, he needed a fresh start. It is what it is. I don't think we do need to sign in January. It's about what's available and what sort of deals might be possible. You know, because January is a notoriously difficult market to sign in, as we all know. But yeah, people always based on what? Cho scored 4 goals last year. You know, I don't know what people are basing this on, to be perfectly honest. I don't know, to be honest. They're sort of different kind of players. I mean, Frankie De Jong is an exceptional footballer, but yeah, well, I'll probably still keep Enzo. Ansel Mina's not coming in January. He's staying on loan until the summer at Boca Juniors. Would you take Duran over Osimhen? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, I would take Duran over Osimhen. Yeah, potentially, but he's just got to keep doing what he's doing. You know, he's got to keep making the most of the opportunities. So yeah, he can, but it's gonna be a difficult task. Yeah, possibly, but I personally don't see that happening. But you know what, I could be wrong on that. I could be wrong on that. We'll wait and see. Thoughts on Esteval? Looks an outstanding prospect, an outstanding talent, but we've got to be patient with him. Have to be patient with him. Had to be patient with him. Based on his potential, based on Premier League experience, based on his profile would suit what we're looking for better, and based on the fact that, in my opinion, Osimhen is so overrated by people. So overrated by people. There's a reason he's playing in Galatasaray and he's irrelevant and no one's speaking about him. There's a reason why. He made his decision. He valued money over football, and that's on him. And he'll be he'll either sign permanently for Galatasaray or he'll be playing in Saudi next season. As far as I'm concerned, but Duran, for Premier League experience, for the potential, and for the profile that would suit our squad better, that's why I'd go with him. The Sassi's gone. I think the Sassi will be gone in the summer, 100%. But yeah, anyway, guys, I'm going to round this one out here. Big up to everyone that's tuned in tonight. Excuse me. It's greatly appreciated as always. Sesko could be a possibility. Yeah, the scouts are very good. Very, very good. But yeah, anyway, guys, big up to everyone that's locked in tonight. Greatly appreciate it as always. People, please. No, it's not. It's absolutely not at all. I was saying it all summer, before we even got to the strong possibility that I didn't think that he was anywhere near as good as people were making out. You can run back in multiple streams in the summer where I've said that very thing. So no, I haven't just suddenly changed my mind because we didn't agree a deal to sign him. That's absolutely not the case. But yeah, anyway, guys, big up to everyone that's tuned in. Big love for all the support as always. Please, on your way out, guys, smash that like button. It's free. It takes seconds to do. We are 9 likes away from 80. Let's try and get that on the way out, people. That would be brilliant. So yeah, run it up, run it up, run it up. And yeah, guys, I'll be back tomorrow. Match day vlog from the Noah game. So make sure you tune into that one after the match. And yeah, stay tuned for some goals. Stay tuned for a fun night of football at Stamford Bridge. And obviously, yeah, we'll then be building up to the Arsenal game as well. Got some good stuff coming for the Arsenal match. So make sure you're locked into that on Friday and Saturday. Big love as always, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy the Champions League. Let's hope Inter can do us a favour and put some more damage on Arsenal. But yeah, guys, until then, up the Chelsea, smash the like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And we are out of here.